This broadcast is a presentation of Wcxo Sports. Wcxo Sports, powered by the Union Banner at Union Banner on Facebook. Your sports teams, your community, your radio station. Presents Talkin Sports on Max 96.7. Talkin Sports is powered by Hoffman Supermarket, the only choice for quality meats and friendly service. Talkin Sports is brought to you by Munkin Dodge Chrysler Jeep Nissan and Centralia. Kaskaskia College. The future's yours at Kaskaskia College. Imming Insurance Agency in Carlisle. Farmers State Bank of Hoffman, Central City, and Hoyleton. McKendree University in Lebanon. Ideal Home Solutions in Trenton. Farmers State Bank Insurance Department in Hoffman. Sieber Brothers in Carlisle. 12 Oaks Vineyard in rural Carlisle. And by Becker Jewelers, with locations in Breeze and Highland, and always online at beckerjewelers.com. Here's the host of Talkin Sports, Rip Nottmeyer.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Talkin Sports. Rip here in the Carlisle Meat Market Studio for the midweek edition. Coming up this evening, we'll talk a lot of volleyball first with Christ Rock Silver Stallions coach Tim Bierbaum, and then it's off to KC for Blue Angels coach Kim Rahar. And as always on a Wednesday with Easy on Travel. Man, I got it. It's the metal. It's the metals. I know the metal screen printing. There we go. The metal screen printing and signed sports flashback. Sorry, I'm going to get that right. And that features basketball's Paul Lusk. But off the very top, we've got scores and stuff brought to you by Isaac Auto Body in Carlisle. See them for 24-hour towing and collision repair. We hook up on the Tucker Electric guest line for a farmer, and he was a good one. Post-Dispatch sports writer Ken Roberts. Ken, welcome back.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Before we get to baseball and more, you tipped me off on something before we went on. And this is pretty cool and different. That's great. You're getting ready to head over to Tri-City Speedway. Is that it? You're into the cars. You're loading up one or two and so forth, huh?
Yeah, we're racing tomorrow night, Friday night and Saturday night for Mod Mania. But the guy I'm with here, Darren Klein, runs a super late model, and he's pretty dang good. He's won 7 or 8 races this year, 6 or 7, I don't know. He's won more than a handful, let's say that. And we're loading up one car. Glenn Friedrich's loading his car up to take back to his shop in Belleville, and we got Darren's car loaded up, and we're getting ready to drive out to Tri-City to park the hauler for the weekend.
All right, great. And Darren
Pretty
Klein,
exciting.
is he from Highland, you say? He's got to have some relation around.
No, he lives in Fairview.
Oh, he lives in Fairview?
He lives in Fairview. His dad owns Klein Brand Source in Fairview, which is an appliance store.
Okay.
So
well, good luck to all of you.
Yeah, thank you. It'll be a big show. That's a 3-night show, so hopefully we'll do well.
Tri-City Speedway. They used to have some great commercials.
That's
Don't
right.
want to hear them as much.
They used to have me.
Yeah. I know. And well, the Cardinals need some good luck too, because they are slipping a bit against these. Boy, it was an ugly game again last night. They lost 12-4, committed 3 more errors. That's painful baseball to watch.
Yeah. I was talking to somebody the other day. I was talking to Art Bellinger, former baseball coach at O'Fallon High.
Right.
And I told him, I said, the Cardinal pitchers are so young they can't overcome mistakes yet. They're going to be good. They're going to be really good. But once somebody makes a mistake behind them, or they walk a batter, then they kind of implode, and then they explode, and then somebody makes an error, and then next thing you know, they're down 3, 4, 5, nothing. So these young pitchers are learning how to pitch in the major leagues with a lot of pressure. So.
Yeah, once in a while you have to pitch around it, but it's just the errors itself. They shouldn't even. Whoever's out on the hill, they've been put in that situation far too often these last few games. They really made 5, even 6 on Saturday. I mean 4, 3, 2, whatever. That's crazy. They won the game. They made the 4 errors in. Well, it's the Giants, but
that's crazy. I think next time you talk to Brian Eversgerd, you can ask him about what he thinks about the young pitchers and how they were unable to overcome adversity I'm sure he might not tell you anything, but I'm sure he'll say something.
Yeah, he'll have an answer. He's pretty open, so you know that as well. But yeah, the home run ball, of course, that got the Redbirds last night again too. And Christian Yelich, he's the MVP. He's had an incredible year, start to finish.
That's the wrong. I think the Cardinals got the wrong player.
I think so. 33 home runs now, 110 RBIs. He has 181 hits, all career highs. He has really stuck it all together, and he's good to watch, and he's a hustler too.
Yes, he is. The Cardinals got the wrong guy. They got a guy who's hurt and he's done okay, but that's about it.
They play again tonight in just a few minutes. They'll roll it out. Shashin against Gant, and then they have the series. It all ends up at Wrigley this weekend. Who knows what it's going to be like. Those standings by now, of course. At the moment, the Redbirds are a half game back, one full game back on the loss side to the Rockies for the second wild card. It's a mad scramble for the finish for the division, the Central Division, and that wild card spot, those wild card spots.
Yeah, for that. Well, some guy told me I was at the Drags on Saturday out at Gateway, the NHRA, and he said the Cardinals can win the pennant. I said, no, they can't. They got to jump 2 teams. They got 5 games out on the loss side. You can't make up losses.
That's right.
I said, it ain't happening. It's not going to happen. And now it's really proven to be a fact that that's not going to happen. So they're going to be lucky to get this second wild card spot.
Really will. Yeah, really will. Colorado has that extra game to play tomorrow, and then they trip to D.C., or at least they play the Nats. I forgot where that's at. Milwaukee goes to Detroit. You have to like their chances there, but who knows with those teams.
Yep.
But who really knows? Well, the Redbirds have a new manager, of course, for a bit now, and guess who's going to Toronto? What do you think? Stubby Clapp? John Gibbons got the axe. Well, they agreed to part ways, so it's the same. He got fired.
Maybe. Yeah, Stubby. I don't think so. I don't think the Cardinals would maybe they would.
They'll let him go. They wouldn't stand in the way. And he's a Toronto area native. This could be a great fit. He's had 2 spectacular seasons, 2 championships in a row, 1 national championship since they beat Durham. And, man, he did a heck of a job.
Maybe he's the guy.
I wouldn't doubt it. There are going to be a few teams after him. And and it doesn't matter. I like Schilt, but I would have waited till the end of the year for one thing. And another thing on Stubby, as far as other teams go, they weren't after Mike. That was another reason. Why the rush? They weren't after Mike Schilt, but there are going to be some teams who are very interested in Stubby Clapp.
If he can win with what he did, with what he had at the end of the year, with all the pitchers gone and just about this whole team gone.
2 years in a row.
That's pretty impressive, yeah. This year was more than last year.
66 different players were used, a franchise record. 22 22 were first-time AAA players.
That's incredible.
It really.
That means the Cardinal farm system's pretty talented.
It is, especially down to at least Double A. I don't know. Well, who knows much about anybody below that? But they've been scooting up from Double A to Triple A and filling in. It's pretty wild. Let's see. The Red Sox won again, 19-3 over. I know it's Baltimore, but still, that's 107 victories for the Red Sox. 107.
That's incredible. My cardiologist is a big Red Sox fan, and I saw him back in June, I think it was. He was at that point they were impressive, and he was really surprised at what they were doing at that point. So I can only imagine what he's going to be like now.
Yeah. Now, how did he become? Is he from the eastern side of our country, or how did he become a Bull Sox? Okay.
He's from someplace on the East Coast. I don't know where, but anybody up there, if you're from Connecticut or someplace, you're a Red Sox fan.
All the way to Maine and northeast Canada, probably. Okay, we'll cut him some slack then. But I always wonder that once in a while. How can someone – Cubs is a little bit different and so forth. But how about Max Scherzer? Boy, I really wish the Cardinals would have bagged him now. You never know with some of these high price. But there's a guy, as far as I'm concerned, Ken, who could have pitched in any era.
300 strikeouts.
He's one tough, strong cookie.
Yes, he is. He's very impressive. the Cardinals did miss out on something there, I think.
He did want to come here, didn't he? I mean, I've always heard those stories where.
Yeah, he wanted to, but I don't think the Cardinals wanted to pay him all that
Right.
money.
Exactly.
And guess what?
Yes. They could have used him.
You have to blow up your bullpen, get rid of. They paid all kinds of money for some of these stiffs, and
No joke. Besides, he's one of the few pitchers anymore. He can actually go 7, 8, 9. He'll give your bullpen a whole day off.
Yes, he will. Miles Michaelis was a fine for the Cardinals.
He has been.
$7.5 million. He's a big fine for them. But beyond that, nothing.
But Max is a true ace out of the University of Missouri. Yep. And he's probably going to win his 3rd straight Cy Young Award. He's 18-7 now, an ERA around 2.50. All of those strikeouts. My goodness, he's fun to watch. Whenever I get a chance, and I know he's on, I'll try and take a clip of some of it anyway.
Yeah, and he's a bulldog too.
Oh, he is. He is.
Didn't he get in Steven Strasburg's face earlier this season?
I love that. And he's a guy I always thought deserved to have his face sacked a bit. He's not sturdy enough, and he's got all kinds of talent. But hey, what do you think about Trevor Richards from Aviston? He was sinking as of late, no doubt. Got to be honest. The last 3 or 4 games weren't too good until Sunday. He really busted out of it against the Redlegs, and he shut him out for 7 innings on only 3 hits. So that was great to see.
And he's got the talent to be there to do what he's doing. There's no doubt about it. He's just got to learn how to pitch. He's another one of those guys that can't overcome adversity, and that's just experience. That's all that is. Major league experience.
I believe he's just 24 years old. He's going to be all right.
He's going to be just fine. Yeah. Come talk to me in 2 years about him.
Yeah, won't it be interesting to see where he is at by then? Hopefully everything's going great for him and stuff. Now, next year becomes a big year, though, doesn't he? I mean, he's really showed him he can do it at times, and you would think he'd be flailing, maybe getting a little tired at the end of this season because it is a lot of innings for a guy who's pretty much, not pitched beyond independent ball. I know he's been in the lower minors for a little bit, but so it'd be an early key season for him, I think. Illinois.
He'll be good. There's no doubt about it. I mean, and the Mariners have control of him too. So
yeah, the Marlins do. Yeah, right.
The Marlins. Yeah, they've got control of him for a couple of years. So
you got it, at least for that long. Does Lovie Smith have control of Illinois? What's going on with that whack job up there?
They've gone in the tank.
Oh,
wow. I mean, where did it start? Start with Zook? Is that where it started?
At some point, I guess. I don't know. I can't remember how that went down. Should have he been fired or not? I don't remember.
Yeah, I mean,
all this bad news over the last 3 years plus has erased everything.
Yeah, it's incredible how a team can go from, or a school like that can go from up to down.
With Chicago,
so fast.
Right in its backyard, and you would think Lovie Smith. I mean, that's what he was brought in there to do. So he's got this is year number 3 already, isn't it?
Yeah.
I know it's not all of his guys, but
but still
be a little competitive.
When you go from top to bottom in the blink of an eye.
Right. And they've lost 2 straight years to South Florida here now. They've got bombed by Penn State a while back. Rutgers, though, boy, there's the game of the week for you. A lot of eyeballs are going to be on that one this Saturday.
Wake me up when it's over, please.
Yes. Mizzou, what do you think? They didn't win, of course. I didn't catch any of that against Georgia. Of course, the Bulldogs are incredibly good, but they should have a good year. I guess I think they already have Alabama coming up in maybe 2 or 3 weeks, don't they? They have a bye this week.
They got Alabama,
South
Tennessee,
Carolina before Bama after
South Carolina, stuff like that.
Right.
I mean, they got 3 in a row that there could be 150 points put up if things don't go right by one team. I mean by 3 teams. An average of 50 points a game if they don't things don't go right.
Who knows with Bama and the SIU Dogs? They'll be back on the field again this week against South Dakota. Those Dakota teams are always pretty good in that in that conference.
Yeah,
More than pretty
they
good.
they are pretty good. So they got there's a kid from Heron High School. My daughter played softball at Eastern Illinois.
Remember that?
With Tori Johnson, and her brother Tate Johnson is a running back, kickoff guy, wide receiver. He does just about everything for Heron, and I think he's going to go to Carbondale. He wants to go to Carbondale, but I think he's going to end up there. He had some big 93-yard return a couple of weeks ago.
Did he? That's good.
Yeah, he had some big school record thing 2 weeks ago, maybe.
Well, it's always good to see some of those area kids go. We've got two there right now from Centralia and one from Salem, and just had one from that, scattered around. So that's great to get some of those locals. Plenty of good players there.
Yes. Yeah, you get those kids, and it helps. Is it the Nick Hill? Is it Nick Hill? Who's
right?
Nick
Hill is.
Nick Hill?
Yeah.
Yeah, from
second
DeCoin,
or third
right?
year by now. Yeah.
Yeah. So, he knows the talent. He knows the local. He knows how good the local talent is.
Sure.
But he also knows he's got to go elsewhere to find as good as or even better than.
Oh, you do. These teams are all good. That's a really good conference they're in. I heard today where Tua is the official QB for Bama now, but Jalen Hurts is going to stay on. Now, under this quirky situation, and apparently he's a very sharp student and all, after this season, he, I guess, can go to another school next year and play as that fifth-year senior or whatever. He can just transfer immediately and play, from what I understand.
Who
Jalen Hurts. And that's why he's going to run out this season, stay there with Alabama, and let it play out and go elsewhere next season.
And somebody would get them a fine.
My goodness! Sure. Yeah, he's still rather good, isn't he? What was he, 26-2 before he got taken out of the second half of that championship game?
He's not good enough to play for him. How's that?
And Tua so
not good
far,
enough to play for Alabama.
No, and Tua so far is he hasn't let up, has he?
No, he's the next number one draft pick in the NFL, unless something happens to him.
Yes, he'll have one more year after this. They've got another guy in waiting. At least.
He's outstandanding. He's outstanding.
At least one. What do you think the Blues are going to have on the plate this year? They sure did rack up a lot of new faces and an old one or so. I really hope they do well.
I do too. I went to the game last night and they were
did
awful.
you?
They were just flat out awful.
Jake Allen looked kind of bad. I know he gave up two.
He gave up one over his shoulder when he went down too early. But I was watching the kid Kyrou and Thomas play, and on the first goal, Thomas was lagging behind in the offensive zone, and Washington flew down the ice and they scored. And Thomas had just crossed center ice when they scored. So you can't do that in the NHL. You just cannot do that.
No.
Now he's not going to catch up on the play, but at least make an effort, and that didn't happen. And I think somebody must have said something to him on the bench, because after that he came alive a little bit.
You think they might have noted that, huh?
Yeah, I think they did.
They will in hockey yet. I'm not so sure once in a while in baseball, but yeah, Maroon is there and O'Reilly. Did he play last night?
They played. Both of them played, and there were a lot of fisticuffs and rough play last night.
Yeah. How many people
Tom
were there?
Wilson was involved. Yeah.
How many fans were there?
I would say 8,000 maybe.
Yeah, well, that's fine.
That's not too bad.
Nope. At the Enterprise Center now, huh?
At the Enterprise Center. Let me tell you something. That place is very drab right now. It's gray.
It
and
is.
The colors, Enterprise colors, do not match the Blues colors at all.
Really? I thought it was supposed to be all bright and shiny and beautiful.
Well, right now it's very drab.
Maybe it's the primer.
It could be. It's gray right now. Let me say that. And green and black don't go with blue and gold.
No.
Let's just say that.
Wait a minute.
That
here.
does not. That's god awful.
What's going on? Okay, we'll give you the last say on Tiger Woods, because I'm not a fan, but I'm sure you are. So what do you think of his? Well, he had a great performance. Hey, I'm not knocking that. And he finally wins, though, the first time in 5 years.
Yeah, that's good for him. I used to play golf a lot and was a big fan of his, and I'm still a fan of his. I'm glad that he finally was able to do something. Finally, win. You know, and with what do they got? The Ryder Cup this weekend?
This weekend in France.
I think he can live off of that. In France, yeah. So I think he can live off that. I think the United States can do something if he's playing well.
Well, I'm always for the USFA, so I won't be watching.
Yes.
I'll catch some highlights, but I hope we win. I hope we win. So, all right. Well, have a good time, and maybe your buddies can pull out a win or two or something over at Tri-City.
Yeah, this alleged driver we got, I don't know, but yeah, he can. He's good enough to win. He really is. It's just got to happen, you know. You got some heavy hitters that are going to show up for this thing. So.
I bet.
So it'll be pressure on.
Real quick,
on for him.
Real quick, I have a niece and her husband. He does the dragsters. He and his dad both from up in Central Illinois, and they were Gateway last weekend. Although they both lost, one in the first round and one in the second round on Saturday, so they didn't make it back for the. But they tried, and somewhat with the big boys there, but having that too much, I don't think they've had any real success at Gateway, but they're out on the circuit
That's
a lot.
tough.
So, yeah.
That's tough when you bring a lot of people, you bring a lot of cars in.
Over in a
blink. In the categories.
Over in a blink. Ken, appreciate your time very much.
Hey, thanks for having me.
We'll do it again. We'll do it again. Thanks a lot.
All right, Ripper, talk to you.
Yes, sir. That's Ken Roberts on Scores and Stuff. It was brought to you by Isaac Auto Body in Carlisle. Yes, Isaac Auto Body in Carlisle. Be sure and see them for 24-hour towing and collision repair. It'll be a good move. Coming up, volleyball and more volleyball and the flashback, the metals, screen printing, and sign sports flashback. In fact, stay with us.
Is the all-new Chevy Silverado the right truck for you? Hi, Colby Voss at K&J Chevrolet in Carlisle. The all-new Chevy Silverado has the comfort and conveniences you expect from a Chevy, plus the performance and handling you need. We have several new trucks to choose from, and if we don't have it, we'll find it for you. Stop by K&J Chevrolet and drive a Silverado and see for yourself what a tremendous value we offer and what the hype is all about. K&J Chevrolet in Carlisle, just west of town on Old Route 50. Chevrolet, find new roads.
Farmers State Bank is dedicated to the communities they serve. They've been making home loans for over 100 years. They are and will continue to be a strong, steady, common-sense leader that's always focused on what's best for you and the community. And remember, Farmers State Bank has loan professionals standing by to assist you in making the right decision for your needs. That's Farmers State Bank of Hoffman, Central City, and Hoyleton. An equal housing lender, member FDIC, NMLS number 404955. Need insurance? Insurance you can really count on? If so, turn to Dan Imming at Imming Insurance Agency in Carlisle. Dan and his staff will provide you with the insurance coverage and service you deserve. Whether it's auto, home, life, health, or commercial, your choices aren't limited either. Imming Insurance Agency represents many outstanding companies, so get covered by the best. Call Imming Insurance Agency at 594-4536 or stop by 589 9th Street in Carlisle. Imming Insurance Agency, a proud supporter of Clinton County sports.
Hey, it's Bill on the road from Mornings with Scott and Casey. You hear me talking each week about travel, and one of my favorite things about driving across America is finding great food. And lucky for you, Mama's on the Hill in St. Louis is a super easy road trip destination. Authentic Italian favorites like baked lasagna, spaghetti, and tortellini, thin crust St. Louis-style pizza, and yes, Mama's on the Hill is the birthplace of toasted ravioli. Check out their menu online at mamasonthehill.com. Mama's on the Hill, on the Hill in St. Louis.
Scientists say the universe is random. Why should your radio station be any different?
You've got Max 96.7.
Welcome back, everybody. Rip here in the Carlisle Meat Market Studio for a Wednesday. Let's hook up now on the Tucker Electric guest line. This time for Christ IROC Silver Stallions volleyball coach Tim Bierbaum. Tim, welcome back.
Well, thanks a lot for having me on, Rip.
Good to have you aboard. How are things going with your Stallions? I did hear you're coming off a loss from last night. Is that correct?
Yeah, last night we did drop a match to Patoka, and that was kind of tough to go with. But they seem to have a really good team this year. It is the second time they've taken us down. Was this in 2 games, or did you go the distance? No, it was in 2 games last night. Okay, so they did sweep you a pair of times on the year. I know you're hoping to get
on a bit of a roll, as is the case for everybody. I think you won your previous match. Was that in a tournament or
Yes, there's a small tournament down at Christ Our Savior in Evansville, and we were able to take a couple of matches there against small schools, kind of the same size that we are versus some of the rest of the schools that we play. So we were hoping to get on a roll, but Patoka kind of took that away from us.
You have to start all over again. St. Paul Lutheran and Eagle Ridge Christian is what I see on my schedules. Here, does that sound two Missouri schools?
Yes, they're just on the other side of Missouri, on the Missouri line, and yeah.
How many tournaments have you played in this season? 3 total?
Yeah, we've had 3 already. We went up to Springfield Lutheran High School for their tournament, played Springfield High School, Metro East Lutheran Morton, and Springfield Lutheran High, and it's always a tough tournament up there. We were able to pick up 1 win up there, which is what we've done pretty much every year up there. And then we played in the Florida tournament, and the Florida tournament was actually a really good tournament for us. We only had 2 wins out of the 5 teams that we played, but they were all close matches and just a great tournament for us to be in there.
So a couple of them could have tipped your way easily. And now this season's it's winding down, isn't it, Tim? What's your overall record at this point?
Right now we are 7-13. So a very different team than we had last year. We are very, very young. Playing, we only have 1 returning starter, which is Cameron Piron. She's been doing a great job at kind of bringing everybody along into what we have as a team. One other varsity player from last year, Molly Eichmeyer, was mostly an off-the-bench player last year. Everyone else is a sophomore or a junior that we're putting out on the floor. And,
my goodness, yeah.
Actually, we do have another senior, Kylo Palazzolo, who came to us who transferred to Christ Rock a couple of years ago, and was able to come out, and this was her first year eligible to play for us. So she has done a great job for us, as a defensive specialist. Well,
I know you got a good athlete in Cameron. I'm sure some of these others, I'm familiar with a few others too. But yeah, you lost some really good players from a season ago. What was your record, Tim? You did real well.
Our final record last year was 28-5.
28-5. Yeah.
Yeah. It was a good season. Didn't end the way we wanted, but I think that the players that we had last year really helped the younger players come along this year. Players we have now to watch out for: sophomore Macy Peltis. She's both setting for us and playing the front row. We have a senior, Aaron Carr, playing in the middle front, who just really didn't get a lot of playing time last year because of the caliber of players that we had last year. And she's growing into the position. And another middle, sophomore Carly Podegroy, who just really has been able to step up and be tough for us in the front row, picking up blocks this year, which is something that we need to be able to stay in matches.
And I tell you what, while you're at it, Tim, just go ahead and fill out that whole roster. It looks like you have maybe, I don't know, 10 or 11 on the varsity, something like that.
There's 10. I have 12, but there are 10 that I play pretty consistently. So also coming off the bench, and depending on what our situation is, right. I think that the other 2 players that I have are Jamie Gogolek and Shanna Luking. Gogolek's a junior, and this is her first time seeing varsity play. Luking's a sophomore, and it just really depends what we need in there. If we need someone to attack the ball, or if we need somebody passing at the moment, those are the 2 that I go back and forth between.
have a little versatility.
I also have another defensive specialist that I've been using to serve and in the back row, and that would be Madison Bainey, another sophomore. So you can see that, I'm looking at my roster, and out of people that I'm playing, I pretty much have 6 sophomores that I'm putting on the floor consistently, in different roles, and that takes a lot of learning to go through. So I really look to see these guys come on toward the end of the season as we head into our conference tournament and into regionals. I think pretty much anything can happen.
Yeah, that experience, it keeps mounting up, and that's what you want. But there is some good versatility on that team. Got a little height and all that good stuff. And what about the Midland Trail Conference? How many matches have you played in that this season, and how many will be contested before it's all over with?
Well, actually, we are 1-5 right now, 2-5. I know we only have one more match to go, and
Almost
that's with
done.
Sandoval. Yeah, so we are almost done, and we already know that we're going to be in the bottom half when it comes to seeding of the conference tournament. But honestly, that doesn't bother me too much. We have pool play that we play on the first night, so we see half the conference. And like I said, we've played a lot of close games with them. We've lost twice to Sisney and twice to Clay City. Both times Clay City, it's been in 3 sets. In Sisney, we played them 3 sets once and lost them in 2 once. So I really think that our conference is up in the air. Woodlawn is a tough team. We lost to Woodlawn the other night in 3 sets. We were able to take 1 set away from them, and that was probably the best that we've played throughout the season so far. But it was a really fun match.
Yeah, they must, and this may not be up to date, the standings I have here, but it shows Woodlawn at 4-0 in the Midland and 15-4 on the season. So that's Sisney with double digits in wins too, and Grayville right there as well. So they're all pretty good clubs, huh, Tim?
Yeah, and they do a good job. I think their coaches do a great job with their teams. And, like I said, it goes to a point here or there. It comes down to making a mental mistake or really stepping up and playing the right way. And I think as we are moving out throughout the season, the farther we go into the season, the more that we're playing where we're making the right choices.
Now, Tim, are you playing a full or even a partial JV schedule? I'm not sure. I can't remember if you have in the past or not.
We play a full JV schedule, and actually the last 2 years we've added a partial freshman-sophomore schedule. I have 28 girls in the program this year.
That's a bunch. That's good.
Which out of 120 kids in school, I'm really excited to have that kind of building going on in our program, where we can work with them as freshmen and sophomores, and hopefully build them into varsity players someday.
Yeah, that's a real good turnout. So, man, these years skip by. Tim, is this your second or third? And I may be way off. That's what it seems like as their head coach.
This is my 4th year as the head coach here at Christ Rock.
4th year already, and I get. You know what? That had to take a while to get used to. I don't know if you ever did without Caroline Bainey in that front row, huh?
This year it was very difficult for the girls.
We're missing somebody.
Time to adjust to not having Caroline in the front row, to not having Corinne DeBoard clean up and be able to hit anything over the net and make it difficult for the other team. Those 2 players, you take a couple of 6-foot players off of your team and things look mighty different.
You got it. And they'll notice that at basketball when it comes around too for a while.
Yeah.
So what's next on the schedule, Tim? Is it next week or do you have something this weekend?
We meet Oakville on Monday, and I know that they will be a very tough test for us. I know that I heard that they beat Nashville the other night, and I know that they're a good program, and they always step it up when they see us. It seems like so. That is going to be a big test for us. Then we go into another couple of non-conference games the following week and the conference tournament. So we'll have a week of 5 or 6 games that next week.
Right. Gotcha. Okay. Hey, Tim, thanks for coming on, okay? And go get some wins. Pack a few away.
That would be great. Thanks, Rip.
Thanks. See ya. Tim Bierbaum of the Christ Our Rock Silver Stallions. We've got more Net Talk coming up with Kim Rahar, and after this, we're going to flash back. Stay close to that transistor radio. It's the first ever Nissan Truck Month at Munkin Nissan in Centralia with a 2018 Nissan Titan XD JN534779, stock number N18138 in your driveway for $51,560. That's $9,500 off MSRP. For more, visit MunkinNissan.com.
From my family to yours, with guaranteed satisfaction. Munkin's the one. Munkin's the one.
Moving forward requires taking that first step. And when it comes to your future, your first step should be Kaskaskia College. With more than 50 degrees and 100 certificate programs, Kaskaskia College can prepare you for a great career, your next promotion, or set you on your educational path. Life is too short to wait. Take your first step to success with Kaskaskia College. Learn more today. Call 545-3040 or kaskaskia.edu.
Insuring your home and auto with Pekin Insurance equals a sizable discount. Farmers State Bank Insurance Department may save you as much as 30% on homeowners premiums and up to 15% on auto premiums if you insure both with Pekin Insurance. Call Farmers State Bank Insurance Department at 495-2965 for details about multi-policy discounts and learn what beyond the expected coverage and savings are all about.
Not a deposit, not FDIC insured, not insured by any federal government agency, not guaranteed by the bank, may go down in value.
If you love quality handcrafted wines, visit 12 Oaks Vineyard in rural Carlisle. You'll enjoy the fruit flavors of their wines while relaxing in a beautiful country setting with family and friends. The Reserve Wine List humbly wears the label of the grapes grown in the family-owned vineyard. 12 Oaks Vineyard is open for tastings from 1 until 6 every Saturday and Sunday, or by appointment at 594-7459. 12 Oaks Vineyard at 18975 Vogel Road, just 3 miles south of Carlisle, and at 12oaksvineyard.com.
What were we thinking when we designed the station? I'll tell you. We were thinking it takes all sorts to make a world.
Max 96.7.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. Rip here in the Carlisle Meat Market Studio on this Wednesday. Every Monday and Wednesday night, 6 to 7 through the entire school year, through May. Wednesdays in the summer, too, along with Saturdays, which is all year round. The time is 6:39. That time drop is brought to you by Zarin Funeral Home in Carlisle. What do you say we flash back?
It's flashback.
Get ready to flash back with the Meadow Screen Printing and Signs Sports Flashback. Meadow Screen Printing and Signs on Broadway in Trenton. Call 224-7374.
Here we go, big finish. This is from May 30th of this very year. It's former Missouri State head basketball coach, New Baden's Paul Lusk, on his new role as a Creighton assistant coach.
Well, I mean, anytime you lose a job, it's disappointing, but that's kind of the nature of my profession.
Right.
And felt like we were close, really close a couple times of breaking through, and it just never happened. But feel fortunate to be here. Great basketball school, great school, and around very good people. Bruce Rasmussen is the athletic director here, and you know he's been on the NCAA. He's been the chair of the NCAA selection committee the last 5 years.
Oh, okay.
So, he's a great guy, and then obviously Coach McDermott, Mac is. I've known him for a long time, and he's done an outstanding job here.
Yeah, Coach Greg McDermott. Everybody knows that now. Now, where did your relationship begin, and how long has it been? I saw somewhere where I thought he mentioned maybe 12 to 15 years or so.
Yeah, Mac and I. So I was an assistant at Southern Illinois when he was the head coach at Northern Iowa. So I knew him then, got to know him then, just through some of my Iowa ties as well. And then when I was the head coach at Missouri State, my first Valley game, because they were still in the Valley, was against Mac at Creighton. So he was in the league. We coached against each other for 2 years. So I've known him for a long time and have always respected what he's done. And you know, Creighton's always been a good job. And their move to the Big East is proved to be a really smart move. And he's done an outstanding job. I mean, just an absolutely outstanding job. And it's a basketball city. When you talk about getting 17,000 people at every game, they're top 5 in the country in attendance. So they put a lot of resources into it.
Get mouth-watering flavor at a jaw-dropping price at Your Breeze and Carlisle Hardee's. Charbroiled sliders are starting at just $1.25. Get them as a single or get them as a double. And get as many as you want. Plus, enjoy the entire Red Burrito menu. And tomorrow morning, try the new made-from-scratch honey butter biscuits. Get unhungry now at Your Breeze and Carlisle Hardee's.
Reverman Chiropractic in Breeze would like to say thank you to our patients, staff, and local healthcare professionals for their continued support and cooperation as we celebrate 10 years in business. At Reverman Chiropractic, our focus is to work with you, the patient, and your other healthcare providers to deliver the best and most effective care possible. Please take advantage of our evening and weekend hours and call 526-4700 to schedule an appointment with Dr. Craig Reverman or Dr. Travis Isaac.
Find the perfect car, truck, SUV, or crossover that fits your budget at Breeze Motor Sales on Old Route 50 in Breeze. Breeze Motor Sales offering new 2018 Ford vehicles and a wide pre-owned selection too. Breeze Motor Sales has kept your vehicles in tip-top shape with genuine Ford parts for over 100 years. On Old Route 50 in Breeze and online at breezemotorsales.com. Breeze Motor Sales, your family dealer since 1913.
Reekman Brothers Farm Equipment has locations in Oakville, Centralia, and Breeze. Reekman Brothers sells the finest John Deere tractors, plus lawn and garden equipment and accessories. Reekman Brothers has been a part of the farming industry for over 83 years. Call Reekman Brothers for farm machinery and farmland auction services. 243-6186. Reekman Brothers, your John Deere dealer.
Remember what it was like to expect the unexpected?
I never realized it was so complex.
Guess what? The feeling's back.
You're on Max.
Welcome back another time. Rip Hold up here in the Carlisle Meat Market Studio on this Wednesday. Again, shows Monday and Wednesdays and Saturdays of each and every week. Saturday morning, we've got 2/3 of the guest list booked. From the Carlisle Football Indians is Coach Chris Berkner, and from the McHenry Bearcats hockey team, their season, yes, it's already underway. They played a couple, have another one Friday night, 2 this weekend. Gary Henson, so Chris Berkner and Gary Henson and a player to be added will be on this Saturday morning on Talkin' Sports. Let's split away one more time, and then it's over to Shattuck Road for Kim Rahar.
Planning a remodel or building a new home? Ideal Home Solutions in Trenton can get you started. Ideal Home Solutions has quartz, granite, solid surface, and laminate, with granite starting at just $49 per square foot. Ideal Home Solutions proudly sells Haas cabinets and specializes in custom showers, any size to fit your space. From tubs, whirlpools, vanity tops, windowsills, you're covered. Schedule a free in-home estimate today, 224-2500, or see their showroom at 102 West Broadway in Trenton.
Seaver Brothers has what you're looking for. Take a spin with Seaver Brothers and drive home in your new or pre-owned Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, or Dodge truck today. Let Seaver Brothers give you the car buying experience that no other dealership can offer. Seaver Brothers stands behind their products and also has an outstanding service department with qualified technicians to keep your vehicles running strong. Stop Stop by Seaver Brothers, 811 Washington Street in Carlisle, or call 594-2624 for your next Seaver Brothers sales associate.
McKendree University is a great place to continue your sports career. It's also a great place to continue your education. McKendree offers a wide range of degrees, including master's degrees in business, nursing, education, and professional counseling. If you'd like, you can access McKendree's quality education through the flexibility of online degrees. To learn more about McKendree, log on to McKendreeOnline.com or call 1-800-BEARCAT. McKendree University is ready when you are.
Southern Bus and Mobility is your Bronability dealer in Breeze. Southern Bus and Mobility stocks the most popular wheelchair-accessible vans from Bronability, including lowered-floor minivans with side or rear entry ramps. In addition to personal wheelchair vans, Southern Bus and Mobility has a huge line of commercial buses, school buses, and mobility products to buy or rent. They also sell and can install wheelchair scooter lifts, hand controls, and special turning seats. Call 526-4131. Stop by east of Breeze on Old Route 50 or southernbusandmobility.com.
Do you mind if I turn on the radio?
The music is great, and it doesn't cost anything.
It's Max 96.7.
Hey, sports fans, welcome back again. Rip here for another good block in the Carlisle Meat Market Studio. Let's trip up the Tucker Electric guest line for Breeze and Kaskaskia Blue Angels volleyball coach Kim Rahar. Kim, welcome back.
Well, thanks for having me again this season.
You're a busy, busy lady, and we had you on in the pre, and now this is our first in-season visit. Comes at a good time. You've been you've been winning your share of matches, period, including last night. You did post an easy W against Shawnee at KC.
Yeah, we've been playing really good lately. We have only 10 games left in our regular season.
Amazing.
So it's going by fast, and as we come up, with these last 10 games in the regular season, we have some big matches coming up, for region and conference. So, we're just working hard every day trying to improve our games so we can get these last 10 games.
You swept by Shawnee 3-0. I believe you did the same to them last weekend or so. And let's face it, they were just outclassed. I was over there last night, and quite frankly, after 2 sets, I might as well go watch. I was hoping for a competitive. I had no idea what Shawnee was, but the most important thing is you win. You're on the right side.
Yeah, we got the win last night. We played them on Saturday, too, at our tournament at St. Louis Community College. This is our first year that they brought the program back at Shawnee. So, they're just getting their ground built. Right. But it was still good for us. We were able to work on different things, that we need to be able to do when we start to play other teams. We have Vincennes tomorrow. So, just preparing for them in the games that we have upcoming.
Yeah, Kim, I normally don't feel too bad for any sports teams, but I actually thought, this isn't good. I almost kind of felt sorry for them. Do you believe that, Kim?
Yeah, the coach there kind of hired late, and we were able to mix up our lineup, get some girls some time that haven't seen the court much this year, to get them some experience, and we were able to do that this last weekend when we played them as well. And it was hard, for the girls, I think too, as they struggled on the other side of the net. But we kind of needed to focus on our side and what we need to do to make the team better. So
definitely, and you did win 3 of 4. Last weekend over at St. Louis Community College, correct?
Yeah, the last 2 weekends. We were at Swick Tournament the weekend before that. We went 3-1 over there, which is the loss to Parkland. And then this last weekend at St. Louis Community College, we lost to Lewis and Clark in 4 sets. So, we've been doing great. Those tournaments, we played 4 games each weekend. So it's a lot, for the girls, because some of those games went multiplied 4 or 5 sets. So, just keeping them on track. And I talk to them every day, about being consistent and being the kind of the go-to person. And how when we play teams that are high up in our conference in our region, how competitive we need to be and consistent, because we haven't seen that consistency yet this year. So I'm hoping in the last 10 games of the season, they can really pull that out. So I can see that and that we can, win some of these games coming up.
So you had the tournament at Wcxo in St. Louis, and then, in fact, right after we talked to you, about a month ago now, you were up at Kankakee Community College for a short stint there of 2 matches. But
it was supposed to be 4 matches, but we just got 2 matches. We had a couple teams that backed out of the tournament.
Oh, is that what? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it was supposed to be a 2-day thing, and we just turned it into a Friday, and we got 2 matches. But it was a good start for us, before we started our conference play. The season's just going by very quick. I told the girls of our regular season we only have 4 weeks left after this week, and then we will host the region tournament at KC on October 26th and 27th.
Oh, very good, very good.
It's nice to have that on our home court.
Yes, indeed. So what is your overall mark right now? You've been winning so many matches, I can't keep up, Kim. That's a good thing.
We're 14-5 overall.
14-5.
And we're 5-2 in the conference.
And I don't believe you've lost 2 in a row, have you?
No, we
And now
haven't.
I'm scanning down.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're doing good. It's just we've lost some sets, I should say, that we shouldn't have. And it's about being consistent. And I talk to the girls about that, I think, every single day. We can't have a girl come out and have 15 kills one game and 2 the next game. That's not going to work for me, and it's not going to work for our team. So about, just stepping up and being our go-to people. We have a lot of people on our team that can do that. We're just still trying to work that out, like in pressure situations, who's going to be able to put the ball down for me?
That's so you need out there,
we're still working on those things, yeah. And we have different girls do that, I think, every game, but we need multiple people to be able to do that, and that's what we're working on.
And how, again, are you stacking up in the Great Rivers Athletic Conference?
We're 5-2 in the
5-2. So 5-2 and 14-5. Well, what do you say through these 19 tilts now? Who's leading your? What's the lineup that you're normally hustling out there, Kim?
My lineup on those courts?
Right.
Normally, Sarah Beth Wingman is starting, Megan Dymeke, Hannah Hoffman, Sammy Matthews, Jenna Ratterman, Olivia Krebs, Derica Moore, Elizabeth Bruner was starting, but now Hannah Schweizer's kind of taken over the middle a little bit. And then Jasmine Davis, who's a pickup kind of from our basketball team, she's been playing quite a bit as well. We've been able to fluctuate our lineup quite a bit, and the girls that are on the court are the ones who are giving me, what I'm asking. And so there's a couple positions that kind of flip-flop, depending on who's hot. So, like, my right side's a position where I have multiple people who can play that side. But, I gave some warm-ups and practice the day before, like, who's going to be that person, to start that next game. So it flip-flops, and it gives them something to work for, every day to get that starting spot back. So
some changes now and then, and depending on how they're playing and how the other teams are reacting during the match and so forth. But but the bench, you have some depth there, don't you? Some kids to work with.
Yeah, we definitely do. I mean, and I've called on a lot of those girls throughout the season so far, to step in if somebody's struggling. And it's nice to have that. They're always willing, to step in. And kind of do the job that I asked for them. So it's nice to have that on the bench as well.
And I do love, and you want to get the best volleyball players, the best athletes you can. But this year in particular, there's a bunch from our area, and that is super. Modern Day, Carlisle, Westland, Seatown, I think Sandoval, and so that's great. Should help out the attendance a bit too.
Yeah, a lot of local girls, volleyball's strong in the area, so a lot of local girls for us, and I continue to recruit that way. As we all know, that volleyball's big in our area, so getting those local kids is, big for us, and I like it because it fills our gym up as well, with fans. So it's neat to have that, and then the families and friends to support them as well.
Yeah, but the thing is, as we pretty much alluded to it, these aren't mercy signings; these are players.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's very. So who's leading your team? Maybe in a couple key stats. For instance, kills. Who's on top of the game there?
In kills, we have.
Is it
Derica Moore?
Okay.
Yeah, Megan Dymeke is with. Olivia Krebs, they're all kind of in that 100.
Yeah, you really do.
Yeah, so there's multiple girls, who are right there. Sammy Matthews has been on a barrel all season long, so she's leading us in digs. And then Jenna and Hannah Hoffman, we're running a 6-2 with our setters, so they're pretty consistent right there with their assist as well. So I have, 4 or 5 hitters that are definitely putting the ball down. But then when we look at hitting percentage, that is a big thing for me.
Sure.
As I look at hitting percentage and who's doing the best in that, and that's who we're giving the ball to right now. But it has fluctuated, like I said, with the consistency. It has fluctuated. One game, Derek is hot. The next game, Olivia's hot. The next game, Megan's hot. So we're just using those hitters, and it depends on the team we're playing too, and their block on the other side or their defense and what hitters are able to do against them. So we've had to move hitters around to different positions because we need a bigger block on one side. But in practice we're always scouting and practicing those things the day before the game. So
you've your team provides a lot of pluses, don't they? Any concerns at all?
No, I think we're working on the things I think that we need to. In every game, I think we've expressed to them something else. Like we need to do this. Now we have Vincent's tomorrow, so. When we played Vincent last time, what killed us against them last time. So just working on those factors, and as we prepare for the next 10 games coming up, we take them one by one and, kind of break it down about what we need to do or if we need to move anybody around on our side.
You've got a little length to you. I mean, you have 4 or 5 girls around that 6-foot mark and just above too, so you probably match up with a lot of the clubs anyway.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah, we had a very tall team this year, and it's funny because there's multiple times when Derica Moore, Megan Dymeke, and Jasmine Davis are in the front row, and I always tell my assistant, I was like, look at our front row right now. It's like it's all 6 foot plus, and it's nice to see that. And I think it's kind of intimidating sometimes too for the other team when you see that, and then their capability of able to put the ball down as well.
Well, you have a sophomore-laden team, which is great, and this is the year that you are concentrating on, 2018. But just to push ahead just a little bit, where are you at in the recruiting process for 2019, or not too far at all?
We have already had a few commitments.
Okay.
Verbal commitments for 2019. So I'll have the 4 girls that will be returning, and then we have a few commitments. And when we're not at a high school or a college game, I'm usually at a high school game, because they play on Tuesdays and Thursday nights. So that has kind of filled out my schedule,
Right.
And again, a lot of local talent in the area. So starting, to bring all them on visit, putting some offers out there so we can fill the team for next year. So
yeah, just got to keep on chugging along. The moves keep getting made.
You're right.
But this is a talented bunch right now. Hey, as the athletic director too, we talked about that earlier in late August, whatever, too. First of all, I had a great talk with your new basketball coach, Mr. Jenkins, there on the women's side, the Blue Angels.
Uh-huh.
And what else is happening this fall? Now, I understand you just told me before we went on the air that the Blue Angels soccer team won again, so they're 7-0. They won today.
Right. Yep, they won against Parkland today, 3-2. So, they're doing great right now. They'll have some, a few more games coming up before they enter their region play as well. And then we hosted the cross-country grade school race today as well. So we had probably 200 middle school kids out on campus running the course. And it was great to kind of fill the campus with all those people and parents and see all those kids out there, a lot of different activities on campus. So we're in full swing, and before we know it, basketball will be starting.
I know, and it really will. Yeah, you have a month of volleyball, and hopefully maybe you get into slide into November some or more than some. But yeah, basketball. Well, that'll be starting practice. Is it the 1st of October?
October 1st.
Okay.
Yeah, the 1st of October, and they're going to be starting with jamborees and stuff.
That's right.
In October, and then their first game they can start in November. So that will be here before we know it, and then baseball and softball will be
It's crazy, Kim. It never stops.
I feel like once the kids come back in August, it just keeps going, and I find myself through the year and in the summer again. So.
Funny how that works. But all right, Kim. Hey, appreciate it. Thanks. Tomorrow night, you're at Vincennes and back home the 4th, it looks like, October 4th.
Correct. Yep.
That's a Thursday. I might be able to make
Correct.
that one. That's against Mineral Areas. So, hey,
Yeah,
appreciate
that's a
it,
good game.
Kim. Thanks. We'll talk. We'll definitely talk
All right,
again.
Thank you.
See ya.
All right. Bye.
Kim Rayar of the KC Blue Angels softball team. Our thanks to her, and also to Tim Beerbaum from the Christ Our Rock Silver Stallions volleyball bunch. Ken Roberts on scores and stuff. Yeah, a toss in with Paul Lusk. Man, what a great coach. He's going to do great as an assistant at Creighton, and we'll see what develops in the future. Saturday morning is Chris Berkner and Gary Henson and more. This is Talking Sports, Real Sports Talk on Max 96.7 WCXO.
Talkin' Sports on Max 96.7 was powered by Hoffman Supermarket, the only choice for quality meats and friendly service. Talkin' Sports was brought to you by Munkin Dodge Chrysler Jeep Nissan in Centralia. Kaskaskia College, the future's yours at Kaskaskia College. Emeen Insurance Agency in Carlisle. Farmers State Bank of Hoffman, Central City and Hoyleton. McKendree University in Lebanon. Ideal Home Solutions in Trenton. Farmers State Bank Insurance Department in Hoffman. Sieber Brothers in Carlisle. 12 Oaks Vineyard in rural Carlisle. And by Becker Jewelers with locations in Breeze and Highland and always online at beckerjewelers.com. Thank you for joining us for this WCXO sports presentation of Talkin' Sports on Max 96.